ladies and gentlemen, I am very happy today to do an account review for one of my biggest spoilers. And this is actually going to be a very, very unique one because it's actually for a player who started in version 2.0. And so they're actually relatively new. They're about 5 months into the game. And you can see over here, their union level is still relatively high. I think they've been a very loyal player going every single day, but they're still only at 74. So we can imagine maybe when he's about 6 months in, that's when stuff is going to be hitting about 80. But what I wanted to do was actually take a look at this progress, take a look at, you know, maybe with a bit of spending, a little bit of luck, how far you're actually going to be able to go when it comes to this game. So let's go ahead. Let's start taking a look at this account and see what we have in store ready for us. If you couldn't tell, bro I think this is CN. So maybe we're going to see some crazy gamer moves. Let's get right on into it.
May I pray
All
for anything
right.
specific for you?
Right off the
It would
bat,
be my
I am seeing a very, very, very high quality Jancy build. Good attack, decent ER. You don't actually need that much on the unit. And crit rates and crit damage that are looking like, honestly, it's like rivaling the state of a lot of other accounts that I've seen in the past that have way more tenure than this one. But let's get into it. Let's see what we got in store over here. We got a resonance skill or crit damage duo with 3 out of 5, 2 dead subs over here, but the rolls are really, really high. So this is looking great, if I'm being frankly honest. We got a spectral damage bonus that's really high crit rolls and really high. This Jinxie might be better than mine, if I'm frankly being honest. We got an attack 3 cost that's 4 out of 5. This Jinxie is actually better than mine. And yeah, okay, so I've only seen the first 3 pieces, but this guy's a grinder. This guy's a professional capital G gamer with how these rolls are going. Then we got double crit with ER and flat attack. The ER roll is actually quite nice, especially considering it's one of our only 2. And yeah, the flat attack, while not the same as percentage, is still nice as well. So great piece overall. And then another resonance skill, and then double crit with a crazy high crit damage roll. I mean, this is 36%, boys. That's 36% of the stat menu. And as you all know, when she casts it, she is R3. When she casts it, she gets even more from her weapon. So let's go ahead and see what the sequence nodes are at. We got S3 over here. So something to keep in mind, my friend, is that while we are big whaling a little bit, because let's be honest here, you do gotta spend a little bit to get here, you actually want a spectral damage 3 cost again. Your optimal build on a Jinxie actually adjusts based off the sequence nodes that you have. When she's S3, you actually want another spectral damage one. There's not really a problem over here with you running this. The DPS increase or decrease isn't going to be that noticeable. But if you are trying to min-max, you want this to go back to spectral damage if she is going to be S3. Because she gains up to, I mean, let's just look at it here, up to 50% attack damage from casting intro skills. And even if you do like her traditional rotations, this will eventually build up to 50%. Spectral damage is going to be better than that. Check if he has any. Yeah, we could see. I mean, he's got 1. Do we just roll 1 real fast? Do we just roll like 1 real fast and then see what happens? Sure. Okay. All right. Let's check it out. Okay, that's a really high defense roll, but that's not very good. That's not very good. Let's try out this one then. Oh, wow, we're... You're running a bit low on Echo experience material, so I think we'll just... Okay, we won't go too far. Again, this is a new account, guys. That's why we have barely any Echo mats to work with over here. Very, very, very little. We got to be a little bit more greedy, a little bit more frugal with how we're going to be spending them. So we'll just leave it here for now. Know that if this account was a bit more mature, we'd probably have more stuff to work with, but it is only 5 months in, and he's built a lot of characters. So let's keep on moving. Let's go on to our Zhang Li and see what she's got over here.
Convention.
The Zhang Li build is actually pretty decent. It's actually pretty decent. Let's take a look. So we got a crit rate, resonance skill, crit rate, energy, double crit ER resonance skill on crit rate, Nightmare Inferno Rider. It's good. It's actually really good. Frankly, to be honest, that's a 4 out of 5. That's very solid. On our fusion damage Havoc Dreadmane, we got double crit and attack. Can't really ask for too much more than that, especially for, you know, an account that doesn't have this much tenure on it. So great piece overall. And double crit attack and resonance skill, it's a 4 out of 5. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, this guy's echo rolls are absolutely diabolically fucking insane for again, an account that hasn't been active for this long. Sure, he could whale and buy a lot of like the EXP and the tuner packs, but there's still only so much you're able to buy every single month. So there's a lot of luck going into these results as well. Double crit ER, 2 dead rolls though on the damage types, but I mean, it's still double crit with ER. And the Chang Li's at about 120%, which is where you want to be. And now we got double crit and then resonance skill. Overall, I think it's a great build. Missing some attack subs here and there. I don't think that there's too many on some of the pieces, but I mean, once again, we can always min-max later. And this is a pretty solid build for kind of like a first pass at the character, 1,000,000%.
Hopefully,
now we got Verita.
we'll make new findings.
260, she's fine. 265 ER, she's fine. Let's just see what weapon she has. Variation R2. Bro has more variations than some day one players. That's what you get for pulling on the Jinsei weapon banner. Now, what I want to see is, does he have 2 of them? Bro has 3. He's got Stellar Symphony too. That basically counts as 1 as well. He didn't show weapons or... Oh, and the Chang Li is S3. I completely forgot about that. Oh, we're at a bit of an impasse then. If the Chang Li is S3, maybe think about going a critical damage Glizzy Rider over here. Yeah. Okay, you know what? I just have to see what this first substat is. Well, at least now you know it, but it wasn't worth building. Yep, it wasn't worth building that one anyways. Now, let's move on to the Rosia. Ooh. This is tragic. Yeah, so Rosia kind of doesn't provide good buffs at all unless she's at 70% crit rate. While we do have good ER on her, 139 is great. I do believe there's still a lot more that we could be doing with the build over here. Wait, this is a god tier Rosia piece. This is actually nuts. It's insane. Also a god tier Rosia piece. Oh, also, God, oh, you know what? We don't actually need this much ER. It would be better to have a double crit piece over here and actually not have the ER, but otherwise, it was so close to greatness. It was so close to greatness, it was insane. And then, pretty decent, even though we're missing the crit damage. And then we have the double crit over here. But unfortunately, when we don't have absurd crit rate rolls on Rosia, I think this is a 4 out of 5. It's a 4 out of 5, and we're missing 12.5%. And so maybe because he uses her with Shorekeeper, he still gets the full buffs regardless. But oftentimes, you want to be at 70% crit rate on Rosia, even without Shorekeeper, just so that you have more freedom to use her in different teams. And so, yeah, it's a little bit rough. The thing is, he does have a lot of ER, but you don't need 139. I would say 125 to 130 is actually the sweet spot for Rosia. So he could give up some of those ER rolls to get more crit rate and then make this build more usable outside of Shorekeeper teams. Because otherwise, it's kind of doo-doo. Any sequence nodes? Nope. Just the weapon. So yeah, we do have a bit of a big spender over here. But the builds are keeping up with the level of spending. I will be honest. They're all actually looking pretty decent. And this is still fully functional with Shorekeeper. It will still get the full buffs. Plan to get S2 for her? Okay. Okay. Maybe get S3. So you can get that crit rate. All right, now let's look at the Carlotta. She is S0R1. Holy, what is this fucking build, bro? Wait, what? Pause. This piece is like, it doesn't even have that good crit on it, but it has great other subs. I'm just wondering how the other subs are like this, or how the stats are looking like this, when, like, this piece isn't even, like, that crazy. Oh, I see. 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5 with really high rolls. 3 out of 5 with insanely high rolls. And 3 out of 5 with some high rolls. Okay, I see what... Yeah, this Carlotta is a fucking cracked, bro. But I will be honest here. I will be honest to you about one thing. You actually have too much ER. Even at, like, maximum investment, Carlotta doesn't really want more than 120. And so... this is actually a case, even though the stats do look crazy, there's a lot of wasted ER in this build. Because once you get above like a certain threshold, the ER functionally is doing nothing for your rotations. It's doing basically nothing at all. And so the end result is that A, the stat is actually worse than HP. It's worse than defense. It's worse than like a damage type that doesn't do anything because it literally is not doing anything. So, yeah, I mean, if you're looking to optimize this this even more, I would say get less ER. But I'm gonna be honest here, it probably isn't too much of a concern at all, especially when the ER is coming with disgusting, crazy fucking pieces like this one. All right, but overall, I'd say, again, this account started at version 2.0, ladies and gentlemen. This account is UL74, and I think it has better builds than, like, a good part of the active population. Literally better builds than a good part of the active population that's playing this game. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are going to be very butthurt after seeing this video. I'm also included in that number. These builds are better than mine. All right, let's keep moving on to the Camellia. All right, we got...
Like
okay, the Camellia build is fucking incredibly good too.
The two of us?
Let's how did you even get this? Pretty decent forecast. It could actually be a decent bit better, but I mean, it's still 4 out of 5, really good, and we're hitting the ER requirements for Camellia. Okay, just kind of, that's a 4 out of 5. I kind of want to tell this guy to go fuck himself, but I mean, that's such a good piece. And I'm getting like a little bit upset looking at these. I mean, this piece is arguably a little mid because, I mean, it's got the two dead subs over here, but I mean, everything else is looking solid. Very high attack, very high crit rate, sort of low crit damage, and then 2 dead subs, but you don't really need much more than this. And then we got another 4 out of 5 piece. Okay. With the dead heavy attack roll, but then everything else is demonically good. Yeah, guys, you don't really see a Camellia with this much crit rate in stat menus, typically. Most of the time you see Camellia, she has like 60-something% crit rate. That's because she has crit damage nodes in her tree. And so seeing a Camellia in the stat page with 7 to 3.4 while off-field is kind of fucking nuts. Low basic attack damage. I think 19.5% of the stat menu is actually pretty good. Yeah, I think that's actually pretty good. I guess the one thing is, this is an S0R1, right? Oh, nope, it's S3. Okay. Yep, so 2 Havoc damage bonus is correct for an S3 Camellia. All right. Yeah, so it looks like S3 is kind of like our stopping point in a lot of builds over here. Now let's check out Shorekeeper.
Understood. I am here to serve your will.
The Shorekeeper could actually be a little bit better. I do think she's going to be she's S3. Okay, so we're going to have some giga-fast rotations on her. Most people would stop at S2. But I will say, healing bonus, hey, buddy boy, you might as well just change that to critical damage. You might as well just change it to critical damage. I don't think there's too much. Like, even if I take this off, what's your ER? You're at 246. And so I would just say, man, it might be worth just, like, leveling up a crit damage one. I know you're short on Echo experience. So, I would just, yeah, level up a crit damage one. Anything's gonna be better than this. It's doing almost nothing. The ER isn't even helpful. Wait, this is 43111? Wait, why don't we just do like a spectro damage one? Yeah, you could just do a spectro damage as well. Yeah, you could just do this. It's a Chinese thing to do 43111 SK. Why? Why is it a CN thing to do that? Is it like for fun or what? An extra 300 HP? I mean, I guess, but like but isn't the spectro damage just better? Isn't the spectro damage and the crit damage just better? Or have I just been misled this entire time and CN actually 431? Oh, it's a meme for more HP? Okay, then hey, I guess it works for you. You might as well go crit damage then, though. I don't see a reason not to do the crit damage, because, I mean, you got the... I mean, let's be real here. You got a healing bonus. I'm pretty sure you're good enough at the game to not need a 26.4% healing bonus with the character. Because if you're getting hit that much to need it, I feel like you have a big problem. I feel like you have a pretty big problem if that's the situation. So, yeah. When you use your Liberation, you'll still be at 250% anyways. So, you're already over the cap for all of her buffs. So, I think it works just fine, sir. I think it'll be just good. Now, let's move on to the G-Jaw. Why is even the Jeja build good? Okay, she's on her signature. She's on the coordinated attack set. And we got a absolutely filthy Hekati. Oh my god, this thing is insane. It literally doesn't get better than this, other than this being basic attack. Double crit with basic attack damage. Low rolls over here, but it's still okay. ER, double crit, and I mean, that's what you want. Double crit with basic attack, and then ER, double crit, and then basic attack, and then liberation bonus as well. Okay, yeah, this thing is filthy. Yeah, she's disgusting as well. This is an incredibly well-built Jeja. Yeah, this is, again, this is better than mine. But yeah, I think that's going to
I
be
should
all
try
the
to
units.
smile
He's
more,
also
you
got a
say.
San Hua
Like this?
on Moonlit Clouds as well. And like, you know, she's looking pretty decent too. Actually, not that bad at all. You know, could do with that little bit more investment to cap out her damage. But San Hua, like investing in San Hua is not really going to be give you that many returns relative to a DPS. Anyways, so yeah, this is absurd. This account is fucking crazy. It's one of the actually best accounts I've ever seen for the characters that are on here. I know it's clear that he spent a decent amount of cash on the units. He spent a decent amount, you know, pulling their sequence nodes, getting copies, doing all of this stuff. But I mean, there just has to be a sheer level of like dedication and min-maxing to get builds like this, even if you're fucking paying. Because like, this is the thing, right? I could do the same exact thing, but I think I'd be too lazy to get builds like this. This is
Plan with
nuts.
convention.
It's...
Hopefully.
I would have to say, aside from Rosia, but if you count Shorekeeper's buff, Rosia's perfectly built as well. These are some of the most well-built,
Understood.
perfect characters I've
I am
ever
here.
seen. The only one is like Shorekeeper not having like a fucking healing bonus as her forecast, but that's not really like that big of a deal. Like these are some of the best characters I have ever seen built. It's insane. It's nuts. I don't even know how much this guy is farming to have this much of like an echo inventory to be able to like be this selective with the substats on every single unit, but they're all so good, it's unbelievable. The only thing is he doesn't have a super wide roster to be doing and stretching all that spending to. But like, holy moly, it's nuts. And so I think that it might be worth it just to see how hard is a TOA stage for a character with this, or for an account with this level of investment. Let's take a look. I think the character that I am most excited to look at is actually the Jinsei Jeja team. I want to see how that one actually works. Wait, bro's still not using Rosia. That's a little bit funny. I feel like that's a little bit funny. You know what? How about this? We see what this team looks like with that Rosia that we're just working with. I think that the Rosia is going to be fine with the Shorekeeper buffs going. And this is going to be an S3 Shorekeeper anyways. I feel like we're going to be absolutely shredding this thing.
Perish. I engraft you new.
Let's check it out.
Aerial stunt.
I promised Rosia not to wear her until she was S2. Well, yes, I am breaking that promise.
From ashen chest. Struggle harder. Entertain me. It's getting fun. Crimson Blossom.
Oh, bro is absolutely cracked.
Sprout. Let's have fun.
Oath from the heart. Astral modulation.
Holy moly.
Aerial stunt. Mamma mia. Avanti. I'll warm up the crowd. The world is our stage.
This account is nuts.
Don't run. Keep the dance going.
And yeah, the dragon did dodge some of our stuff, but yeah, no, this account is nuts. Yeah, bro's having no trouble clearing any of the modes in the game. I'm pretty sure he is a capital G gamer. Yeah, those are some pretty crazy fucking builds. So yeah, that'll just be, I guess, a short little preview of just what this account is actually. You know, I kind of want to try the Jinsei team as well. I kind of want to try the Jinsei team as well. Let me entertain myself just one more time. I'm pretty sure these clears are going to be blazing fast, anyways.
Sacred light. Instant capture the spark. Here comes a helper. Bask in the sunlight.
The Varina is S0 or below S2.
The first strike is one. Take form. Oh, stars. Heed my calling. Forgive me. Thus it
All right, here we go. That is pretty good damage.
Insta painting. Yeah. Ouch. Yeah. I'm so together we fight. Evil be cleansed.
Pretty good damage.
Photosynth luminous energy. The fruit of evolution. Strike as one. Take form.
Heaven ordains. Banish all vice.
The sky beckons.
Oh, we didn't even get to use the dragon puke. He just died too quickly. Yep, that is an S3 Jinsei. So that's what we're looking like over there, ladies and gents. So yeah, this account is absolutely cracked. Bro has 3 teams that are going crazy. A lot of elemental coverage. I see why he didn't pull the Spectral Frazzle team, though, because his Jinsei is fucking destroying stuff. Yeah, his Jinsei is currently just destroying stuff right now. And so there's probably a good reason why he didn't pull the Frazzle team. But yeah, that's going to be our overview. We're looking at a character or looking at a person that started in version 2.0 of the game. But I am comfortable saying this account is one of the best ones I've ever seen. It's one of the best accounts I've ever seen. He said in chat, I want to have one team for each element. My recommendation for you then, sir, is pull Brant. My actual recommendation then is pull Brant so that you can pair him up with Chang Li. And then go from there. Your echo rolls, if they're as lucky as they are for Brant, you should probably be good then. So yeah, I'd probably, yeah, Brant and then maybe Lupa. Go from there. And then, of course, right, maybe Kachona too. It's not like the pulls are a big barrier in the conversation. I think I would pull Kachona, Brant, Partithia, and Lupa. Yeah, so you got 4 characters to pull. You got 4 characters to pull across the next two the next 2 patches. So yeah, gotta get that wallet out, bucko. All right. But yeah, that'll be that. Those will be my recommendations for whatever this guy wants to do. But yeah, these builds are fucking crazy. They're crazy and they're so damn good. It's insane. 10 out of 10 account for what's on here. Maybe it's a 9.5. The Rosia is the only stain, but we saw that she works just fine as long as you're going to pair her with Shorekeeper. Very, very, very solid stuff. So with that, hopefully y'all didn't get too jealous looking at this one, but I know I definitely am. Peace out.